Okay, hello everyone, I'm Jean-Claude 𝐓𝐑𝐋𝐈𝐀𝐋, and we are live here in Ottawa for the siege of Parliament Hill. You can find my co-host tonight, Janine at Setting Ravens, and also at Tarot by Janine, of course. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, how's it going? I love your hat.
Thank you. It's really cold out here, and I'm doing my best. Everybody's laughing at me, my crew. I have an entourage, and I'm safe. I have a personal RCMP bodyguard here with me. Absolutely happy. Merci beaucoup. You know who you are. All right. So, folks, thank you for having us here on this live interactive chat. Of course, Julie is on the screen. She's going to be our line producer today. Merci beaucoup, Julie. You can find her at maisongipitaire.com and also at Maison Gipitaire on YouTube. Julie, thank you so much for helping me run this live stream here today.
You're very welcome. I'll do my absolute best to do you justice.
All right, very good. Okay, so as you can see behind me is Wellington Street. Most of the action is there. The stage where all the speeches is right behind me there. And as you can see, the mask coming up. This is what Janine and I were reporting the other day, that our Canadians were retaking our sovereignty by raising the flag. So it's very, very apropos that I'm standing right here today with you guys. So thank you so much for everyone in the live chat. I do see your comments, and Julie's going to do her best to put those on the screens, and we'll try to answer some questions as we go here. And just in case we lose communication, there's a lot of people reporting today. Janine and Julie will go on with the show, and hopefully we can run this whole broadcast with you guys. I'm so excited to be here, and I have to tell you, the energy is crazy through the roof. And so what I see around me, of course, are normal, everyday, hardworking Canadians, moms, soccer moms, kids. Like, it's just absolutely amazing. These are not the fringe, small minority people holding inappropriate views. No, they're all here for freedom, and so am I. Janine, oh my God, how do you feel right now? I wish you were here.
Oh, I wish I was there. I'm jealous.
Oh my God. Just being here this morning, the drive was absolutely phenomenal on the 417 on the highways. You can see still truckers coming in. They're not all here yet. So it just, by the day now, things are getting crazier and crazier. And I know the RCMP also getting a little bit more worried now. The crowds are getting bigger, so they're increasing their security as well. Yeah. But so far, all the police, the Ottawa police, are absolutely really nice. They're cooperative. They're helping people here. They're blocking some of the streets so that we, the pedestrians, can get at Parliament Hill here without having too much issues with all of this traffic, because it's absolutely crazy out here. Janine, where do you want to start the show here today? I know there's quite a few things going on, including perhaps this whole idea. You mentioned in the cards yesterday that we might have event here that would accelerate what's happening here. Now, the event could happen in the United States, now perhaps also in the UK. What are you hearing, and how do you want to start the show today?
Yeah, I've been hearing sort of rumors that potentially London Bridge will fall today or tomorrow. And yeah, there's rumors abounding that there could be a big event where everything starts happening that we've been waiting for a really long time. So it's kind of intense, everything all happening all at once. And it kind of makes sense to what, you take a minute and read that, everybody. It kind of makes sense to what Julie was getting in the cards for February 3rd. But they're saying this could all go down tomorrow or the next day. So it's like, wow. Watch for that, everybody. And that would make sense to that reading we got where something was going to take our attention even more, incredible. Besides this rally is amazing, but something else could go down. And then everybody's looking over there. So it's like, wow, exciting times we're in.
Indeed. I'll just unmute GC.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of noise, so please go ahead, continue muting me when Janine is speaking. I want to make sure you guys are heard. Janine, do you want to pull a card or two and see if that's actually in the cards right now, that they're trying to pull this London Bridge, the Queen is gone type of event to maybe accelerate the last pieces of this board here to get into this absolutely amazing sovereignty and movement of freedom that's happening around the world? Is this the point where we learn that the lizard has left, so to speak? Let's see what the cards have to say. And Julie, when you bring up your comments, bring them back down. When we do the share screen, it's easier for the audience to see all of us on the screen. If you can, keep going. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Okay.
Wow. So we've got moving out of troubled waters, and this shifts things for the better, and the wheel of fortune. So everything could change. Now, in the past, around the thing we're talking about, so the whole London Bridge thing means the passing over of the British Queen. Now, this is in the past. She already passed over, people. That card's in the past, okay? And that's my passed over card. But we're going to hear about it really unexpectedly. And it's absolutely a possibility. It could come moment for moment here. Wow. So I'm thinking with that wheel of fortune, that could be like today, tomorrow, hours away here. This is wild. So we've got stress in the 7. So I feel like this is unnecessary stress. I feel like there could be a stressful time shortly after that could last a week anyway, that feels like you're going to be maybe cut off. So after that happens, a lot of things get cut off. And according to that little thing that we just read just a few seconds ago, that could mean mainstream media. It could be a little stressful for everybody because everything could go down right about then. Wow. So that's looking like that's very possible.
And do you think it could be a shut off of internet communications? Yeah. So it has to do with Mercury retrograde, right? So we're still in it until the 3rd. So it might be like a big finale around that date too.
Yeah. Yeah, and we did get they were using astrological dates.
Yeah, right.
That they do it right at the end of the retrograde.
Right, and usually the date where it starts being direct again, it's like it's even bigger in the energies usually. So yeah, it makes total sense. Back to you, JC.
Okay, I love the feeling. Okay. Oh my God, a lot of activity here, and I'm being a little bit distracted. I want to make sure I'm safe, but sometimes you see people putting out fireworks and people start running in a direction. So it's kind of like we need to pay attention. As Cliff says, I don't want to win any stupid prizes, so I'm trying to be very careful. And let's talk about the media, Janine. You posted a video earlier today about this wonderful woman. I believe her name was Gina. And she was really not impressed with I believe she was talking to Global News and their lack of reporting of what's actually being happening now. Right now, here where I am, I don't see any of the actual mainstream media crews anywhere. Typically, they'd be lined up against this fence here or atop one of the buildings. They could be, of course, inside here in that CTV broadcast room. But right now here in the grounds, I see alternative media, but I don't see the mainstream. It's not to say they're not here, but I don't see them. So explain to the audience how here really confronted them and how that made you feel listening to her and her story about her mother as well.
Yeah, that's why I posted that. I was so impressed with her words and what she was sharing. It was exactly how a lot of us feel and have been feeling, completely shadow banned by those guys. Our entire existence, like all of these Canadians don't count, like all of these humans all over the world, we just don't count. It only counts what they're letting you hear about, which is mostly BS. Okay, so here's the lamestream media, and they're very much purposely avoiding this event, purposely, okay, purposely, and for nefarious reasons, because it doesn't suit their agenda and it will help bring the agenda down. So they purposely were told not to go here. So if any of them actually show up, they might even be like we might find there's a few that'll actually show up, some independents that are maybe connected to mainstream media, because somebody's going to show up that has a lot of integrity that might be connected to mainstream, but that's about all we'll get. So most of them are just following orders, it looks like, sort of par for the course, what they've been like all along.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, that's... Am I unmuted? Yeah, okay. That's absolutely incredible, because I have to tell you, just being here right now and feeling that energy in the air, that pride of being Canadian, it's absolutely amazing. And it's unfortunate that the news can't share that with the rest of Canadians. I know they're seeing it here through social media and alternative media, but it's unfortunate they're not here, because I think for the first time in maybe our history, we're gelling together, we're galvanizing what it means to be Canadian. All out here now in minus 30 weather, all fighting for the same thing, our rights. And we are roaring. That voice is being heard around the world. And it's absolutely like, the people around me are teary in the eyes. Like, it's very emotional for everyone to be here right now. Again, very unfortunate that our mainstream doesn't care to share that, because it's a beautiful thing. And I think for us Canadians to understand who we are, not just here in Canada, but what our role is around the world, is absolutely amazing. And this has done more. Mr. Trudeau, by calling us the small fringe minority, it's done more for national unity than any other politician in the history of Canada. So maybe we can thank him for that and give him... I don't even want to get there, but at any rate, you understand what I'm saying. There's absolute amazing unity here. And I'm a little bit emotional, as you can see also. Janine, in the news media today, also, Maxime Bernier was calling out some of the opposition leaders, some of them for being maybe a little bit racist. You guys can go check out Maxime's tweets. What do you make of that now? Are you seeing also from the news media and also from some media that some of those politicians are starting to fold like cheap suits? We saw Saskatchewan yesterday basically announced that they're starting to backtrack. And it takes that first province, and it's the second province, the third province, and then we're having that huge momentum event. So what can you share with the audience here in terms of what the other politicians are saying on the screen?
Yeah, so Saskatchewan was known to be backpedaling and even giving the opinion that everybody else should follow suit. So that's interesting. Another thing that I wanted to bring up is I love how the East and the West of Canada, who are often at odds, the biggest convoy came from the West. And I don't even know if they've all made it there yet, because they took days to get there. But the biggest amount of truckers came from the West of Canada, and the East and the West have long, it's almost like the politicians have divided us. So it's beautiful to see the Montrealers coming together with the Westerners, with the far east of Canada coming together. I love that all the Canadians are coming together, and then throw the Americans in the mix. It's almost like the Americans are waking up that Canada is, maybe has more backbone than they thought they did. And it's very exciting to watch. They're even saying that this convoy, some of them are going to head to DC next. I'm thinking things are getting really exciting.
That makes a lot of sense. Someone says on the screen they wanted to separate us and they managed to unite us. Everything they do backfires. So I think this is great. Yeah, totally.
Justice. Yeah, it feels like it's just like this is the justice card, but it feels like karmic justice. It's karmic justice. It's like the goddess is uniting us all. So the divine feminine has stepped back on the planet. The energies are shifting. So a more feminine and loving energy back on the planet. It's literally karmic justice. And that's a big part of what's happening. This whole movement, no matter what other people are going to call it, was actually created, it feels like, by a divine feminine energy that brought everybody together. That feminine energy that everybody has inside themselves. That's about unity, loving everybody. There's grannies cooking for everybody. There's people's mums and or dads cooking for people are dropping off lunches to all of these truckers. Like it's just incredible. The energy, it's more like a loving family energy than some of the things they're trying to paint it in the little bit of media coverage we're getting in the mainstream, right?
Oh, yeah.
I love this. This is like, but there's a firmness to it that says we're not backing down because we got a little taste back of our backbone and we're not going to give it up. And it's causing a lot of people to be brave enough to take off, to unmask themselves, to go in places and not listen to these ridiculous mandates. Like it feels like it's given everybody back, not only their pride, unity, but also bravery back and their own humanness.
I had a dream, Janine, I have to tell you, and JC, last night. So I dreamt that I was entering a store and nobody had a mask on. And I was like, oh, what's happening? And someone told me, well, it's over. All the mandates are over. I was like, ah. So I cried. I was crying tears of joy because I was like, wow, like we went through a lot and I feel like it might be the end. So, yeah. Okay, I'm unmuting you, JC.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you, Julie. I think a lot of us Canadians are having exactly that dream and that sentiment. You can clearly see it today. I have two nice people next to me here who have agreed to come on camera. So if you want to join me, we'll try to figure out who they are and where they came from. Viens ici.
Oh, bonjour.
C'est quoi votre nom?
Je suis Carole, je viens de Pointe-Calumet.
Carole de Pointe-Calumet. Can you hear me okay?
Ouais. On vient parce qu'on est tannés, on est écœurés, puis si on veut un passeport, ben ça va être pour sortir à l'extérieur du Canada. Pas pour aller chez mon voisin. Hein?
Ben, merci beaucoup d'être. Qu'est-ce que vous pensez des commentaires de notre premier ministre qui nous disait qu'on était une minorité et puis qu'on n'a pas de mot à dire puis qu'il faut obéir? Qu'est-ce que vous dites à ça, notre premier ministre, s'il vous écoute aujourd'hui?
Oh, ben lui, il dit parce qu'il sait qu'on peut pas y répondre en pleine face, direct là. Fait que, il sait pas qu'est-ce qu'il dit. Qui écoute qu'est-ce qu'on a à y demander puis qu'est-ce qu'on veut.
Et puis, est-ce que vous êtes confortable par l'anglais aussi?
No, sir.
No, sir. OK. Merci beaucoup, madame. J'apprécie. Et votre amie, est-ce qu'elle parle anglais? OK. All right. So that was all. Thank you so much. What was her name again? Carol. Thank you so much, Carol. That was beautiful. So she's basically saying that, you know, she's fighting for her freedom too. She's here with her children, her family, and she's saying how important this is for her. And if she wants a passport, it's because she wants to go someplace out of the country, not for the little mundane things here in Canada. And I asked her how she felt about Trudeau basically putting her in a box with everybody else, saying that she was fringe and a minority. And she said, well, he doesn't listen. And clearly, he should listen to the real Canadians in front here on the law. Absolutely amazing testimony. We'll try to garner a few more here as we go. My security team and my other helpers are bringing some new people, but the crowd is gathering and there seems to be a lot of confusion going on.
More nice people here.
Okay, very good. So would you like to come on camera?
I can come on camera.
Okay. Okay. What's your name, sir?
Simon Brisebois.
Simon Brisebois. Do you speak English, Simon?
English or French? Well, I'm from Quebec.
Okay, you're from Quebec?
Yes.
And why are you here today, Simon?
And here because we live in a province where got the worst mandate. The curfew, they put a curfew right before New Year Eve. And now it has to stop. Enough is enough.
Enough is
Stop
enough.
all the mandate.
Go back a little bit and show that beautiful sign. Recule un petit peu puis monte on. There you go. Stop all the mandates. Merci
Stop
beaucoup.
for everybody.
Merci beaucoup, Simon. Et toi? Okay. Some people are a little camera shy. Merci, Simon. It's amazing. So you can see there's people, a lot of Quebecers here also. And this is what I mean about l'unité nationale, Canada's unity. We're having that feeling here from coast to coast to coast. Absolutely phenomenal. So back to you, Janine. Is there anything else in the news media that you've been posting on your Twitter, your Telegram today here that you think is important for this particular conversation and how it pertains to perhaps how these next hours or days are going to roll out here? Back to you.
Well, there's been a few little sabotage tricks we found out. They were they put nails on one of the roads coming into Ottawa. And some fellows, I think they were from Montreal because they were speaking French. They were alerting people about it. They literally laced the road with nails sticking up. They were trying to make it so those people's vehicles would be sabotaged. So it's like there's definitely some little, like we were getting yesterday and the day before, some little tricks that they're pulling, and who are they? We're not sure exactly, but we got a pretty good idea, right? We got a pretty good idea who's up to that.
And they said they stopped 3 times along the way from Quebec to Ottawa for those nails. So yeah, crazy.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Julie, do you want to bring up some questions or comments from the audience? I'd like to see them. Maybe if you bring them on the screen, I can ask the questions. I can't go through the scroll here with my thick glass. I'm interested to see what the audience members are saying about this live broadcast too. Do you like what we're doing? Do you want us to do more of that? Of course, I'm going to be where the action is as best I can. And who knew, Janine, you and I were speaking about that the other day. Who knew that little old Claude at Beyond Mystic would be in Ottawa, the epicenter of this worldwide global revolution. So I'm absolutely happy to do my part and to be here. Let's see what the audience has to say.
Yeah, so Janine, we have a question here on the screen. Do you see Canada and US becoming one? And I have another one too that says, I see Canada, US, and Mexico with the same new rainbow currency. So something about uniting. Oh, wow.
Again, it'll look something like that. There's strategies already put in place for that. So it's definitely going to be different. And it looks like it's up to, we're going to have input in it because this card will be moving back and forth with input. So I don't think they're just going to do things to us again. I think we're going to have say in it. But there's a big yes on more of a united front and more of a front where certainly some North American countries are coming together. Maybe even Europe's going to look different. They're going to move some boundaries, some borders. I do feel like that. And I feel like it's necessary because this card was in the past. Surrender to. It's necessary, but it's still up in the air exactly how that's going to look because that card shifts back and forth. And I think we're going to have say in it too. And we should absolutely have say in it.
Yeah, it might look like something completely outside of the box of what we currently think that are our options. So I feel like it could look like something totally different, but still like a different type of country, confederation. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Yeah.
And oh, sorry, go ahead.
The Wheel of Fortune in the big picture. So yeah, like you said, totally different because the wheel flips everything and is not what you expect at all. So we're not even going to try to guess. It feels like there's still a lot of things to play out before we're going to know, but we're in the right direction thinking it'll change. Let's just say that.
Yeah, good. And I had a lady who sent me a message this week, so I want to check with you. What do you think about that? She said that she saw in a vision one of her guides who is a native ancestor of Canada. She said that the ancestors, the native, were with us with the convoy, sending lots of courage and great positive energy. So she wanted to have like some sort of validation to that they were supporting the convoy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
They're using a lot of their positive energy, putting out lots of positive energy.
Lots of divine feminine too.
Yeah, 2 divine feminines. And I know that they've, in their, in their sort of history and folklore and whatever, they've been talking about the divine feminine coming back, but they're using a different way to describe it. So they're talking about white buffalo, they're talking about the white raven, they're talking about these sacred animals showing up again, but it's all about the divine feminine, same energy they're talking about. So their stories talk about that. There's a time in history when that comes back on the planet. And I've heard a lot of, or seen a lot of videos where they're drumming the truckers' safety and they're doing dancing and drumming for the truckers. It's beautiful to listen to. They've been really ignored in this whole thing. Nobody's hardly talking about. So many groups are being ignored, in particular Indigenous people, and they've been ignored for a really long time. Like here in North America, we know that. But in the whole time throughout this whole pandemic, they've been working in the background on bringing things to a close. So kid you not, their medicine people are working on our behalf. They're drummers, they're dancers, they're sacred rituals. Yeah, they're going to be a big part of the future. I've always seen that.
And we were talking about that grandmother energy previously, so I feel it has to maybe play a big role in this next phase that we're going to be in. So this divine, feminine, protective energy, sort of.
Yeah.
And some lady was talking on the stage in Ottawa. She was I don't know from what tribe she was, but she kept talking about this grandmother loving energy that we were going to diffuse in all Canada. So it felt right.
Yep.
Okay, let's bring back JC.
Okay, I have another amazing Canadian here, a small French minority Canadian who's here also fighting for his rights. What's your name, sir?
Hi, I'm Owen.
Hi, Owen. Where are you from?
I'm from Guelph, Ontario.
Why are you here today, Owen?
Well, I'm here because I'm proud to be a Canadian, strong and free. And I believe that everyone should have the freedom of choice. And I'm so proud to live in a country. We have the freedom to gather peacefully as a people and say that we're not proud or that we are not happy with the way things have been run recently. I'm so thankful for freedom because so many people around this country don't have it. And so or around the world don't have it. And us in Canada, we do. And so now I just want the freedom of choice for everybody. This is not about vax. I'm personally chose to be vaccinated. That was my personal decision. And I love everybody, whether you're vaccinated, whether you're not. And I don't think people should be put in two different groups. I want people to choose. If you want to go watch your kid play hockey, that's your choice. And if you want to go to school and attend extracurricular activities, that should be your choice. And so I'm just here to support Canada and everyone that's here in a very peaceful protest. And I think it's very important to highlight we are peaceful people here in Canada and we're doing a peaceful protest.
And what would you say to Trudeau, who's calling us out, a small fringe minority group?
Well, I think he realizes now we're not a fringe minority, but I do want to appreciate that he's in a very difficult position right now, being thrown into the pandemic through the middle of his term. And so I do have empathy for him, but I hope he listens to what we've done here today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being so. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, we have a family also with kids. Come on over on this side here. Can you guys still hear us okay? Julie, can you still hear us okay?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So guys, come close to me. We're going to try to see what you have here. Thank you to the truckers.
Say thank you to the truckers.
Where are you guys from? Ottawa, great. So they're here to support all of our truckers. How do you feel today with all the energy here on Parliament Hill?
Awesome.
If there's anything you would say to the Prime Minister today, what would it be?
We want to
Say that again?
We want to live free.
We want to live free.
We want to live free. There you go, Prime Minister, from the mouth of our amazing children here on Parliament Hill. Thank you so much. Janine, back to you. I'll try to gather some more people.
Thank you so much, guys.
Okay.
Good job.
Oh, that young fellow you talked to, the first guy there, the young man, he was so polite. Oh my goodness, he was being really nice about Trudeau.
Trying to keep our channel going, so it's perfect.
Cutting him some big slack, that guy. What a nice guy. Oh my goodness. But that's the kind of people they have in this. This is full of those kind of people. And what to get Canadians that riled up, and a lot of Americans are saying that. To get us that riled up, you better believe something's going on.
Let me say also to the last Canadian, he does represent Canadians in the way that we are, yes, very polite, but we've been pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and this is a result of that. And this is why our politicians need to listen to the crowd here today. We're still very polite. We want our freedoms. and they're supposed to be working for us. And I think what's happening now, we're seeing, and those politicians are understanding that the power is here with the people. It's our power, and we can take it back if they don't listen to us. So we're asking them today to finally listen to us and to end these mandates and give us our freedom back. Back to you guys.
Okay. Janine, we have a question here on the screen. How long do you think it's gonna last, this whole thing in Ottawa? Are we talking about days, weeks?
Okay, a big shift and an agreement within 3 days.
Oh,
So
wow.
altogether, maybe 4 days where they're calling themselves in Ottawa. So Saturday was officially the first day, 3 more days from today. So we could be talking, I'm thinking between 4 and 5 days altogether. So within 3 days from today, we're day 2 already. That's how I'd read that. Okay, it's things will look, there's going to be a few moments that everybody gets worried it's going to be sabotaged, or it's going to be one of those flappy thing moments, you know, those FF moments that we talk about. But I actually get they're not going to get away with it this time. Too much has already gone out there. We're too aware of it. Okay, so there's going to be some kind of an agreement reached, or they're looking at sitting down with the politicians by that time. So within 3 days from now.
Oh, good. And I saw lots of comments saying that the mask mandate in Ottawa was not really listened to in the stores, the hotels, the restaurants. So it's a good start.
Yeah. It's emboldening people. Like I've been absolutely have a whole speech ready for anyone that bothers me. I'd give them a speech about there's a whole thousands and thousands of people gathering just to get those mandates taken down. So if anybody bothers me about wearing a, you know what, in grocery stores, I'm just not doing it. I haven't been for at least 2 weeks anyway, but it's like sometimes you get sort of harassed about it, but I got a feeling, let's have a look in the cards maybe. Is this going to change that? Because it's really emboldening me, that's for sure, making me even stronger in my resolution to never wear one of those again.
For sure, me too, I have to admit. Very happy about that. And someone says, here is your February 3rd, Julie. So yeah, we talked about that day too. So it makes sense. Mercury going direct. Things start moving again.
Yeah, there's still going to be a lot of fear around it, but you'll see people moving away from it. So this card, this guy moves away from something. We're moving away from it, but you're still going to see a lot of fearful people. Because don't forget, they actually, a lot of people still believe there's some illness around that's, you know, instead of realizing it's actually this that's causing a lot of people in the hospital, they think that's some illness or some new variant of an illness. Okay, so there's going to be the fearful people, but a lot of people. So it's a mixed bag there. It's not just everybody drops it like you and I, but yeah, mixed bag.
But Mercury being the planet of trucks and also communication, so it makes sense that everything is going forward at the same time on the 3rd. So truth is coming out, more access to real words, real truth, real communication. So yeah, makes a lot of sense. I think JC wants to talk. Put him back in.
Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, come on over here. Nathan is here. This gentleman too. Come on. Hi, you're live on YouTube. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's very good, man.
We are of
more than okay.
I'm Jean-Claude. I'm Beyond Mystic. What's your name?
Jacob.
Jacob. And Jacob, what do you think of the mainstream media coverage of this whole last 2 years of this pandemic?
Am I allowed to swear on?
You can swear.
Okay, the mass media is bullshit. That's right. The mass media is bullshit. Fucking liars. They show you what they want to hear. Mass media, it's not about they're not good journalists anymore. It's not about reporting it's reporting whatever people gonna watch, for the
People go to this microphone so they can hear.
yes, for the all agenda, for the all for ratings, they don't give a shit about the truth anymore. It's like report whatever you think it's gonna make a big impact on the viewers for ratings and other bullshit. Fuck
So it's
mass
not
media,
about, so
man.
it's about the truth. It's about this propaganda.
Exactly.
Now, what would you say to the Prime Minister who is suggesting that the people here today are a small fringe minority and that we don't matter? We could be polite here if you want, but what would you say to the Prime Minister and to his cabinet?
Yes, I will be polite. I won't swear anymore. But what I would like to say is that it's not just small fringe minority, because it claims that only 10% of truckers are not vaccinated. But these truckers, most of the truckers that come here are fully vaccinated. So it's not only 10, it's 10% are unvaccinated, and maybe 40% of vaccinated truckers are here as well. Okay, right. Everybody is here, vaccinated and not vaccinated. Everybody here. So you can say a small fringe minority because you don't know the percentage of people that are here exactly. It's not 10%. It's more than that. People coming from the States. There's a lot of truckers that are not even able to get to Ottawa. They are stuck just outside because they block all the exits. We drove all the way from Quebec, from Montreal, and they were blocking all the exits to get here. We had to take a train to get here, and doing everything now for the people not to overcrowd the parliament.
And how do you feel being here now today, feeling the energy on Parliament Hill, feeling your fellow Canadians all together with that same voice? How does that make you feel for the first time maybe here in the last 2 years of having these dark clouds over us? How does that energy make you feel now today?
The energy is great. Everybody here come to support freedom. We need to abolish those mandates. If you're not vaccinated, you have basically no fundamental rights in the country. You can go to Home Depot, for example, to get a for your faucet or for your toilet, to fix your toilet. If you have a problem with your car, a wiper, you cannot go to Canadian Tire to get a wiper. You can only go get food. Things like you cannot play sports, soccer, organized hockey if you're not vaccinated. All the rights are taken away for what?
And speaking of hockey, do you have kids to play hockey?
No, I don't have kids to play hockey, unfortunately.
What would you say
I'm
to
not
all
a
the kids
guy.
today? Why are you doing this? It's not just for you, it's also for the next generation. What would you say to the kids today?
Listen, kids, man. Don't take the vaccine.
Okay.
Kids, don't take the vaccine. Your immune system is much stronger than the damn experimental vaccine. Peace and love, guys. Love you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, back to you, Jenny.
I love it. Yeah.
So we have lots of questions, Janine, in the chat. So how is this going to affect the US? And also lots of questions. How is this going to affect Europe? Are truckers going to follow too? So do you want to check on the Europe situation maybe?
Yeah, I will. But I'll just make a comment. I did a video today on Tarot by Janine, and it was about the Trump rally last night. And he did shout out the truckers in a positive way. And it was the real Trump, by the way. That was the real guy. And it was such a difference from the Arizona Trump. It was fascinating. And I'll tell you something. The whole energy of the rally was everybody needs to do what they're doing. He didn't specifically say that, but everybody needs to drop mandates and just carry on with their lives and stand up and absolutely in a peaceful way say, no, just forget this. Let's move on and carry on. Time to drop all of this stuff. Yeah, it was brilliant. So I'm thinking he was encouraging. I think everybody everywhere needs to do the same as what they're doing. Absolutely. It's the only way to win this. But
so do you want to check on the US first, maybe, if they're going to follow?
US. Yep.
Let's do that. So Elisa asked, when will the US follow suit?
Well, it feels like they've got a lot of other things going on, and they'll drag their feet a little bit. Like you might see a little bit of movement around this kind of action, but the unity's kind of missing. So they're going to need to step it up because we got all these fives. There could be a bit of a rally there, like a bit of a convoy, but it'll be smaller than they want it to. It's not going to be as big for some reason. And I feel like they've done a really great job of dividing people there, even worse than Canada. That's saying a lot. Okay, so it could be a little disappointing, but these are fives, so those can change and shift. Okay, fives can change, so that could change. So if people would start talking about this more, spreading it around, talking about it in a positive way, sharing all the videos, you know what I mean? It feels like they're a little more jaded there too. So they don't trust. Maybe they're fearing another, January 6th situation, so they don't even want to try. You know what I mean? Something like that. So there's going to be some movement. I'm not going to say there isn't, but it's going to be smaller unless they change the energy shift. We could change that though. Yeah,
with the fives, it's something that we can change with our energy because it's temporary, as you said. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So do you want to check on the more European situation about the convoy? Is it going to inspire people?
Can I bring one more guest on and then we'll go back to the car? Okay, we have some people next to me here. Coming over. Hey, can you hold this? Can you hold this? All right, thank you. All right, go. Hi, what's your name?
My name is John.
You're going to have to speak louder here because people can't hear you.
That's not socially distanced.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You rapid test?
No.
Come on. What kind of country is this?
Where are you from?
I'm from Australia, but I've been living in Canada for 19 years.
And how are your fellow countrymen feeling in the last couple of days seeing movement here in Canada? Is that uplifting your family and friends in Australia?
It has been. I've had a few friends that have contacted me to let my brother especially. They've been going through a lot down there, so they're excited just that we're doing this. And I've seen a pretty amazing reaction down there in Australia. I mean, it's a lot more deadly to stand up there than it is here. Yeah. So I live about 6 hours away, and we just had to make that they come here today. So it's been great.
And what are you hearing from your friends and family over there? Are you seeing that perhaps this movement of the trucker convoy here, how it's galvanized this feeling of unity in Canada? Do you feel that that might spark that same type of rebellion in Australia?
Well, I actually kind of think they're leading the way in that rebellion. But my concern with that is a lot of the things we hear that's going on in Australia, they don't even know about themselves. And then my worry for that is that they don't know what's going on here. And so the big deal for us is, and I think someone mentioned that yesterday, is that the media. And so that we need to tell all of our friends. I've got friends and family. I'm from London, Ontario, and I'm sending pictures all day. We were here yesterday, video footage, and letting them know what's going on here because the things that are getting on Twitter and Facebook and CBC and CTV is just absolute garbage. And so it's just shocking. And so it's like, there's no violence here. I've never seen people happy.
Exactly.
Just to know that they're not alone.
Exactly.
And that there's an outlet and there's a togetherness. Like, these people are pumped. I mean, they're fed up.
What do you make of this CBC news story yesterday that perhaps the Russians were behind this insurrection here today?
Yesterday they were bringing up the Islamic attack in Quebec. And obviously that's a tragedy. But yesterday they're saying, they were interviewing a girl, Islamic girl, and talking about that and almost kind of exploiting her grief, aligning that event to this. Shocking. And then it's
disingenuous to say the least.
It's terrible. And so we would say we're against that type of thing. That's a horrible thing that happened. But to say that that's by association or there's a Russian plot. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing now. I mean, if you're a person who's slightly enlightened, watching the left-wing machine come up with this nonsense, it's like, I mean, it's just a farce. It's shocking.
It's a farce.
But the worst thing is that people believe that. Yeah. They just eat it up.
We have a big Australian audience on our show. What would you tell them today?
Well, for one, I'd say stop picking on Adelaide. It's a great city. So if you're from Victoria or New South Wales, stop picking on my city. They know what I'm saying.
Okay.
The guys keep fighting.
Keep
fighting. That's the thing that I wish that they would say more here. Is that this starts with not complying. So this is great to get here together and know that we're not alone. But go home and stop listening to the government. Stop obeying. Take your mask off. don't listen. There's more of us than there are of them.
Take back our power.
Take back our power. That's you don't get freedom by complying.
Yeah.
And we're not going to put anyone in danger. So if you're sick, stay home. But come on, the masks and the oppression. Like, I'm so tired of seeing this in my kids' lives. Like, I got a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
My 15-year-old, my 13-year-old is struggling with anxiety and depression just from this isolation.
I know.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just so. It's a cost that
As a
no one needed to pay.
As a father too, the toll it's taking on my kids and that anxiety, they're all feeling it. They can't really express what it is. They can't put their finger on it. And most of our so-called health experts are not even addressing that issue. Something that we need to take care of. Thank you very much for being on the show today. And my heart is with you and all the folks in Australia. Julie, back to you. I think my camera, my battery is almost dead. I'm going to switch phones here and come back and live stream in a moment. So hopefully
and
you can hear me.
someone asked if you can interview a trucker. So I'm just
yes, we're together, but they're mostly all on the street, so it's hard to get them over here. But we'll try to get them. I also wanted to get at least some people from Western Canada if I can. Okay, so I'm going to switch phones and come back to the live stream. Hopefully I can do that. So, when actually we have, how much time do we have left? We're about
like 15 minutes.
I'm going to try to run this battery dead before I leave in case I can't come back with the other phone. So I'll stay here. Keep going with the next segment, and I'll try to bring somebody else up for another question in a moment, okay?
Excellent.
Back to you, Julie.
Okay, Janine.
Okay.
This is so funny. I'm playing JC today. I'm sorry?
We're looking at Europe, right?
Yes. Someone said UK truckers are starting this coming week from Edinburgh to London. Thank you, Canadian. You woke the sleeping lions. So lots of Europeans were asking if they were going to get inspired to doing the same thing over there in Europe with the truckers.
They're feeling like it's almost like they want to come together in unity, right? Because this card comes together in unity. And it's almost like I feel like there's a bunch of people organizing, because this guy's really organized, but he's also financially fit. So there's people getting together and trying to organize so they'll have the finances to do it. It's not 100% go yet. It's not 100% go. There's going to be something happen in Europe that could step everybody away from the movement before it really gets off the ground. So it could get off the ground, maybe not to the degree, because something's going to happen with possibly the London Bridge. Now we got, because a very famous woman. Okay, but my belief is more of a lizard, but officially being said to be gone. Maybe that could, because it looks like something to do, or this could be a really well-loved woman stepping out somehow, takes all the attention away, because this card says it doesn't really get all the way off the ground as much as it would otherwise. But not to say that couldn't change energetically, because minor arcana mostly, except for that there's a really important energy around a very famous or infamous woman that's going to take some attention away, which some news coming out or a situation with that person. So there's all kinds of theories who that could be, but I've been seeing that in the cards for a long time. So something's happening, you guys. This is a crazy week here.
Yeah, so lots of different action maybe in Europe. Okay, interesting. And back to Canada, someone will ask if we're going to see our PM. If we're going to see our PM do a public allocution or something like a public speech.
Where he actually talks to these guys?
Yeah. Or to the public, to the country, maybe.
In case I lose, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, let me bring one more guest in case I lose the battery and I won't be able to connect back in. Do you want? Okay. Hello, what's your name?
Hey, Tara Cox.
Tara Cox.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Tara?
I'm from Parry Sound, Ontario.
Parry Sound?
Yeah.
And why are you here today?
I'm here because I love people that love freedom, and I think it's important that we come and have our voices heard. No one's asking us, and we're hurting from this. I have friends that are in danger of losing their jobs because they won't take a vaccine. I'm like, what even country do we live in?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Was she asking about the tarot?
No, she did a tarot.
You did a tarot.
Okay.
Tell us. Okay. So
I did.
do you know Janine? Janine from Sending Ravens and Tarot by Janine.
Oh, I wish I did, but I don't.
Okay. Well, let's hear about your tarot reading.
Well, I was nervous setting out on this. I've been at home for 2 years, and I heard the world doesn't like the unvaccinated. So I did a short tarot, just a past, present, future, and it was really good. The future was the 6 of Wands, so that's triumph, man.
Yeah.
That's triumph.
It is.
And the present was the Page of Wands, so that's like transformation energy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm good. Thanks.
You're excited about the future then.
I am.
And
Yeah.
what would you say to your fellow Canadians who are listening to you today about that Canadian spirit, that energy we're feeling in the air today? How do you send that energy through the airways? What would you tell them?
I would say if you could just feel the love that was here, you wouldn't feel the fear anymore.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Wow, that's it. Feel the love. You won't feel the fear, even though the mainstream media wants to pump that fear 24/7. We need more people like her. Okay, back to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were we looking at again?
RPM. Lots of
yeah.
people were asking questions about his reaction. Maybe is he going to do a public speech? Is he going to do something? What's his position on what's going on with the truckers right now?
Okay, I'll tell you right now, that isn't the real PM. So I'm going to say it again. So magic and like it's all smoke and mirrors, and he's hidden. He's something's totally different than what you see. So secrets, hidden information. This is like trickery. We're being tricked. Whoever that is, though, whoever that is.
Let's call him a clone.
Yeah, whoever it is, it's an air sign guy, by the way. And so Trudeau, we know, was born on the 25th, I believe, of December. So he's, what is that? Capricorn. Was definitely not an air sign, and he's not smart enough to be an air sign guy. And not to say there's anything wrong with Capricorns, but we don't even know if those birth dates are real. These families, they mess with everything, right? So I don't believe most of what I hear about. Like, oh, we had a bunch of kids right on the 25th of December. Give me a break. Give me a break. Okay, so we've got 5, 6, 7, 8. No, so he's definitely not trying to do show up anytime soon. So, and he's been advised not to. So he's absolutely trying to avoid all, like the double doesn't want to be anywhere near it, or the agenda doesn't want him anywhere near it. So he's going to by-step it looks like. And then a whole bunch of other things happen that take our attention away in the next couple of days. So then
You want to see how brave Canadians are? Wait a second.
Well,
You see that guy over there? He's wearing underwear only. Wait, where is he?
Underwear. Oh, wow.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
those are brave Canadians.
Okay, back
Okay,
to
there he
you.
is. Can you guys see him?
Yeah. That was funny.
Okay, keep going. I have to show that. I am going to switch phones. I'm out of battery here, so I'll be back in a minute or two. I'll see you in a bit. All right.
Okay, back to you, Janine. That was a funny interruption.
Yeah. Anyway, it looks like he's going to sleaze out of it, or he's definitely trying not to be in the but then something totally takes us in a new direction. But I got a feeling something's going down here with Mr. T, with the London Bridge falling, and that means the British Queen, because I think she's long gone. But anyway, something happening there. This is gonna be a big week.
Yeah, for sure. And someone was asking about the medias. Can we have a quick look at the media perspective on all is going on with the truckers in Ottawa?
So which media are we talking? We got to be specific. Like, are we talking mainstream media in general?
Mainstream media, I meant. Yeah.
Because we're the media.
Yeah, for sure.
We're the media. I don't ever watch those idiots. Like, why would you bother? But okay, let's have a look.
That's the
So
question.
how are we going to ask that? Sort of.
So did the media, the mainstream media, have a change in their perspective with the trucker convoy, maybe?
And will they maybe too, right? Because this could go on a few more days, it looks like. Right?
Yeah. Are they starting to maybe communicate more of the truth, the real information, the real numbers about the convoy?
Okay, so yeah, so they weren't obviously in the past, and they held out as long as they could, but you're going to start seeing the truth because it got way too big. So many people can't avoid it. It's got a lot of clout and power. It would be like a good money bringer to the channels as well. Like that's a lot of their audience up there on the hill there. So those people are going to be noticing they're not carrying any of these stories properly. Right. So it's gotten too big for them to avoid. So they've had to, you'll see a little change. They won't fully come on board, but you'll see some of them coming on board, maybe in the medium range. So maybe not the biggest newscasters, but you'll see some medium range people smart enough to move over. And it feels like they're kind of fickle about how they're going to portray them. So far, they don't have anything so bad that they can smear them with. They have to come up with Russia conspiracy theories. But anyway, so yeah, they're gonna be fickle with it, but you'll see them coming on board to some degree.
Good. From what I've seen, they were just trying to minimize maybe the numbers, and from those I saw, so I think they're still going to have to broadcast, but maybe try to minimize it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, back to you, JC. What's going on?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, in the switchover, I can barely hear you now, so I'm not sure what's going on.
We see you well, we hear you well. So we're like at the last 5 minutes, so did you have a last guess or something to say?
Hold on, Julie. Take me off the screen. I'm going to try to reconnect this. There's something wrong. I can't hear it. So just take me off the screen. Take me off.
Okay. I'm gonna try to find some questions for you, Janine. So if you like this so far, please give us some love in the chat. We appreciate all your comments. We're trying to do our best here to hold the fort. Right, Janine?
Yep, hold the fort. Yep.
So thank you.
I love that hat Jean-Claude was wearing, because my dad has one of those, and I think every Canadian male probably of a certain age group and over has one of those hats. So they're like either beaver and or muskrat. And I know that's offensive to some people. They're wearing fur, but I'm telling you, on a day 30 below and maybe a wind chill factor, if you don't wear that, you will freeze. There's no full material as
synthetic. Yeah.
There's no synthetic that's going to keep you warm. So I know we thank our four-leggeds and Indigenous communities had to rely on them. They wouldn't have ever survived this place without the help of and the love of, the sacrifice of those critters that gave themselves up for the warmth. And some of the stories, original Indigenous stories, are that they told those people, those first peoples, how to exactly use the fur of themselves to survive. They wouldn't have survived.
Oh, wow.
When they first came over on the land bridge.
Very interesting. Yeah. Someone says, great job, girls. Thank you. We're doing our best.
You hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't hear you too much, but okay. Well, a big thank you to you, Julie, for line producing the show today. You did an amazing job. It's absolutely amazing that with this small amount of technology, we can actually do a better job than our mainstream media, who's been given millions and millions of dollars by the Trudeau government to spread bullshit across the airwaves. And we can do better with very little equipment. And of course, the amazing Julie and Janine with me as co-anchors. So a big thank you to you. A big thank you to all the supporters here on Parliament Hill. If you're here still and you're a Beyond Mystic fan, come and see me. I'm right in front of the Peace Tower. I'd love to say hi and shake your hand and say hello. Maybe even give you a hug or two, because that's just who I am. So a big thank you, everyone, for joining us here on this live broadcast. I will be also trying to get some interview with some truckers. I won't be filming those live, but I'll try to make all of that into a montage and maybe share with you some of that footage either later tonight on another show or maybe tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern with Janine. So instead of doing the Tarot by Janine tomorrow night on Monday, we're probably going to do another one of these, of course, depending on how the situation continues to unfold. So a big thank you, everyone, for joining us. If you like this, please tell me in the live chat, hey, we love Janine, JC, and Julie. Keep going. I want to read those comments. And of course, if you're watching this on repeat, please put those comments below. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And a big thank you. Go visit Julie at Maison Jupiter. There's a lot of amazing products that are curling your birth chart so that you can benefit from the maximum here of our latest Astro Woo episode, which will give you a lot of the astrological alignments and insights and how they pertain to our financial system here starting in the month of February. So if you haven't seen that episode, do go check that out. That's going to be at beyondmystic.net/pay-per-view. And in the meantime, of course, you can find Janine at Tarot by Janine on YouTube and also at Sending Ravens. A big thank you to you, Janine. And I'll let you, Janine, last words of the wisdom for the audience here today. Pull some cards and see what the energy has in store for us for this next 24 hours until we meet again with the audience tomorrow. So I'll leave it up to you, and I'll show you some live shots here, Julie, while we end that show on that positive note of transformation from the amazing Janine.
Okay, so there looks like there's going to be some moments where there's some tricky business. Everybody's going to need to, they're holding up people also. There's a lot of people wanted to be involved here, maybe even hundreds or thousands more people wanted to be involved, and they're holding them up with, like little tricks, like we saw with the nails, but also the closure of the roads, closing borders maybe. So there's US truckers waiting to get in on this. Okay. But they're not going to be able to stop it, you guys. Things are going anyway, and they work out because the universe got our back. The universe has the back of the truckers. So don't get fearful if you hear, oh, there's a sabotage trick in the works and there's this, everything gets foiled. All their little tricks get foiled. Okay, but there will be little tricks and little setbacks in the news and media, like little silly stories, calling out various different and only focusing on the negative. But we know the truth. We know that it's a beautiful and loving energy there. So stay with what you know and just pump that out in your mind and to all your friends on your social media so they get the right picture.
Awesome.
And so, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
So Catherine Humphreys, yes, I am a giant, and there are some small Canadians here today, but on average, yes, I'm a little tall. I'm vertically challenged, as we say. I love the comment. Yes, but thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Merci beaucoup, tout le monde. I'm going to log off now. If you want to just call out the rest of the show, Julie and Janine, I'm going to save the rest of this battery here to get some more footage before I go back to the studio. So I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Man, I wish we were there, Julie.
Yeah, I think we're still live. I don't know
how to. That would be so much fun to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, nice. Well, I'll sign off to everybody.
Yeah, me too. So see you very soon, everybody. Thank you, Janine. It was nice to see you. Bye, everybody. Au revoir.
Is this stream still going? Yes. Okay, so I got a message from Julie to stop the stream. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. We're trying to make our way out of the downtown core here. And what a beautiful, amazing day. All right, I love you guys too. And we'll see you again later tonight, probably on Beyond Mystic. I might do a recap if I can get all of this footage back to you guys. And tomorrow. So, please remember to like, share. Au revoir.